Hello and welcome to an episode of Map Tactics Get Oinked, or gets oinked by Oinked gets Map Tactics. Oinked Map Tactics. Yeah, I'm gonna go through some tactics for maps. I'm not a Unicum player, but I'm also not a tomato. So this is gonna be Oink's how to not be a tomato at Ensk. Because I'm going to start with Ensk, because it's a nice small map. In fact, it's probably far too small to still be in this game, to be honest. Let's just dive straight in, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here rambling, and we're not going to get anywhere. And in this series, we're going to go quickly over different tactics. We're going to try and do this quickly and efficiently, and get things done. So I've already talked for too long. Like, you guys are making me talk, trying to explain what I'm trying to do, and I'm just talking, and I'm still not starting. Alright, let me go. Okay, so base one, very open. You don't want to stay in there for too long. You want to be moving your tanks out of base one as quickly as possible. If you are in a heavy tank, you're going to be going towards the town. The town will provide you cover using these buildings. Buildings provide cover from artillery. Artillery won't shoot through buildings. They are non-destructible. You can't drive through them, you can't shoot through them. They provide cover. Let's just clarify this. Those buildings provide cover. That means your heavy tanks, where are you? Heavy tanks are going to be moving into this area. There's a nice spot there. There's a fairly nice spot there. You can play that corner there too. You will generally be fighting in and around this area for this line. This is not a good spot for light tanks or fast medium tanks. Those tanks want to be moving out towards this area here. This area doesn't have corridors of fire. You'll be able to use your speed, you'll be able to use your mobility to get into and fight around this area. Light tanks may want to try doing that there. There's a bush there, there's another bush there. Light tanks are pretty useless if we're going to be completely honest. At high tiers, their view range of medium tanks basically covers the entire map. So there's no advantage over being in a light tank. Artillery, best advice is to hide at the back somewhere, or, I don't know, play a real tank. Yeah, there we go. Tank destroyers. Yeah, you can be cheeky son of a gun over here. Get shots at the side boobs of the tanks that are coming out from base 2. No, not those ones. Yeah, that's it. They're going to be moving along there. Get them in the side. Track them if you can. Tank destroyers on side 1 will also sometimes be found up at the top there. You'll be alright, boring son of a bitch if you go up there and do that. Just sit there the whole game taking shots down that one road. Especially if no one comes. I mean, get a grip. Be aggressive. Do something useful. I don't know. But not that. Don't like it. Don't do it. And base 2. Yes, let's go. Base 2. Look, this is perfect. Base 2 will be set up pretty much similar to base 1, if we're going to be completely honest. The heavy tanks on base 2 are again going to be fighting in this area. There's a bit more soft cover, so you can actually hide a bit easier. There's actually a good spot further back as well, but I'd probably recommend that more for tank destroyers. You'll again find a tank destroyer over here. It's completely wasted time, to be honest, because as soon as you fire once, you're going to get spotted, and then you have to quickly try and get out. Chances are you'll get blown to tiny little itty bitty pieces. Tank destroyers can sit in the middle here, in this kind of area, covering, using the cover of the buildings. You can use your C and I holes to try and get some vision up this road and into the buildings and against tanks that are coming along the first track, which is probably the most useful track for advancing. But yeah, you can see all the way up to the top really. From the other side of that building, you can get sight right along that track, which is probably where people are going to be advancing if they're going to be using the middle. Light tanks will typically want to again set themselves up going in this direction. You're encouraged to go to this area here, but you probably won't see very much. And when you do see stuff, the medium tanks that are sitting in this area won't be able to shoot them. So yeah, you can try, but it's going to be really a light on light battle, and you're going to tend to want to actually be just getting shots across yourself at the medium tanks, looking for an opening to get through into the back. There is actually one good spot that I like. There's a bush. Ping, there it is. And you can get some good early spots if you can get there fast enough at the tanks moving around. But equally, you're just as likely just to stay in this area. There's an area there, and this area, coupled with this area here, you can get some good view all the way up these tracks as a light tank, or as a medium tank, or as any heavy tank with reasonable view range. Because, like I said, this map is so small. But yeah, so these two areas down here, you've got some nice cover on base 2, a lot more cover on base 1, and that does mean that you will be able to get view up the tracks again. But you don't want to be moving up those tracks. The center one is basically a dead end. Well, not a dead end. What's it when it's like a little alleyway? That's it. There's no way out. This side here, you can move up and you can bug out. You do not want to try it from the base 1 because you're going to have to get all the way to there before you can escape out, which means that anyone in this area will be able to get shots on you. You can play a little bit aggressively down here, but again, you're going to be bearing in mind you're going to get shots and be shot at by guys on the side. So if you are coming down here and the enemy have pushed into this area, not only are you going to get shots there, but you're going to get shots from there, and you're not going to last very long. Definitely not in the early game, but in the mid game it can become exploitable, and in the late game you can use it to your advantage. From the south, yeah, you again not advised to go up. I mean, look at it this way: if you're going up here, you basically have to get all the way to this line here before you can escape. So that means anyone playing this area here will just be able to stop you getting into their base. So just don't. But I've just drawn a giant cock. Oh, for crying out loud! There's a giant red throbbing cock jizzing into a fucking base 1. How am I supposed to post this? I can't post this on YouTube now.